Hey guys, welcome back to Movie in the Middle, Quarantine Edition. Going right along with the suggestions that I was going to give every time I do a video. Last time we did movies that were more fun and more geared toward if you're just trying to relax a little bit. Today I'm going to go the opposite. If you want something that's intense and you're bored of doing the same thing every day and you just want to watch something that's going to really, I don't know, get you. They're super intense. So fair warning, most of them at least, yeah. But if you just want something that's like, really gritty, here are 5 suggestions that I have. The first one is Nightcrawler. Uh, Jake Gyllenhaal in probably what is my personal favorite role of his. He's basically just a Nightcrawler is somebody who has their own camera and just kind of, especially I think towards night, Nightcrawler, goes and films things for news stations on their own and sells it to the news station. But he goes a little bit too far with what he will almost sort of create to film, as if it was really happening. Man, it's such a good movie. Very intense though, but that's what you're looking for. Next one, a little bit intense, but also a lot of fun. Django Unchained. If you know Tarantino already, you know that it's going to be intense, but going into it, you know that it's also going to be very hilarious in ways that it shouldn't be, but it is. And this is my favorite Tarantino movie by far. It's just very fun. Again, I'm not going to do like reviews right now, just suggestions, but I'm just saying it's very fun. It is long, but it doesn't really feel the length because it's just that fun. And it's got some really great scenes. Specifically, one of my favorite scenes of all time, what I'm going to call the skull scene. Next up is Seven. It's classic. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to tell you what's in the box, obviously. Somehow I went forever without knowing what was actually in the box. The only problem is it was hyped up so much that it actually didn't shock me as much as it probably did for people who saw it the first time when it actually came out. Still very, very good. Love these two together. I never thought I would see something with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman that was like, oh, that's really good. Not that they're not good actors, just, basic Hollywood movies. But they were so good together in this. The setting is so interesting. And the plot is just, it's one after another of the 7 deadly sins. It's so cool. And the ending, I mean, even if it didn't shock me once it was revealed, the whole suspense up to it, so good. The next one is for all my superhero people, or actually doesn't have to be for my superhero people, Logan. Even if you're not a superhero fan, that doesn't matter here, because just think of it as a drama with some superhero elements to it, specifically a Western. This movie's a Western, I mean, basically. And I have never seen a superhero movie besides The Dark Knight. People call this the Dark Knight of the Marvel films, and I can see why. I mean, it's so good. I mean, I was shaking after I was finished this movie in the theaters. Very well done. If you don't like superhero movies, just give it a try anyway. Hugh Jackman is like one of his best performances. Love it. So good. And finally, I don't have it here because I don't have it on DVD, but Uncut Gems. Just saw it with Adam Sandler, obviously, last year, and obviously, again, it's Adam Sandler in his best role. Everybody just is really good when they play dark, gritty stuff, but just go see Uncut Gems. Very intense, very claustrophobic, and you might need to watch it in parts. It's a lot at once right in the beginning. But the ending is insane. I mean, the Safdie brothers did a great job in crafting such a tone, a feel of this movie. Even if the plot wasn't always there for me, the tone was really, really good. I mean, just the last 30 minutes is insane. Loved it. So Uncut Gems. Now, on to the actual review of the video. Today, I'm going to be doing a review of 9. If you haven't seen it or heard of it, 9, I believe it's on Netflix right now. It's basically an animated movie. It's like an hour and 25 minutes. It's super short. And it's not Pixar or anything. That's what I thought was interesting. It wasn't a Pixar movie. It wasn't anything. I don't think it was DreamWorks. I don't think it was by anybody who's, well known for doing animated movies. It's basically about 9 living ragdolls who are in a post-apocalyptic world. I will let that sink in. Okay, so basically, it's like this dystopian world of ragdolls. There's only 9 of them. Like, it seems like it would be such a crazy idea, but it's really cool. The thing I like most about this movie is the aesthetic. And I know today being like, oh, the aesthetic, yeah, whatever. It's like on Instagram, people are always going, this is my aesthetic. But I'm serious. The aesthetic of this movie, and most movies, what I like to talk about as a director, I love cinematography. But the aesthetic of the movie is really cool, both in how it looks, because it's this very greenish haze, which is really cool. Green's my favorite color. But also just the ideas that go into it, like how they design the rag dolls. I think that was one of my favorite parts, is that there's 9 of them, and each of them have their own specific different traits to separate from each other. Like some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller. There are 2 that are like supposed to be twins, and they have really interesting, not powers, but talents or skills. Like they can flash things with their eyes. Um, that's not a great description if you've seen the movie, but you'll see what I mean when you watch it. And some of them zip up, some of them button down. It's really cool, and there's a cool like power dynamic and everything with all of them. And basically, Elijah Wood plays the main ragdoll, just called 9, and they're just trying to figure out what's going on and try to find their. I think it was they're trying to find their creator. It's been a while since I've seen it, but they're basically just trying to find who it was that created them and what happened here. But along the way, like there's these machines that come around that literally steal like the souls out of the ragdolls. It's super weird, but it's really cool. Like it sounds like a really weird movie if you haven't seen it, but if you get past the kind of strange concept, it's kind of charming, like just how they interact with each other and everything. They all have different personalities. And yeah, like I said, I mean, there's even one of my favorite parts is Elijah Wood's 9 makes like this lantern staff out of us like a pole and a light bulb. And I was just like, that was so creative. I don't know. It's a very imaginative movie. And honestly, it's very, I mean, like I said, it's super short. Like by the time you get to like an hour in, we're about getting to the climax of the movie. I thought it was over, and I was like, there's still 25 minutes left, and other things happen. But once you get to that point, basically it's getting towards the end, and it actually makes me feel a lot for these characters, because they're really fun and they're kind of cute, and they're very funny too, and just the way that they interact with each other, even if they don't talk. And the fight scenes are really cool. It's just got some really cool ideas. There's a scene where they're like kind of spinning around on a record player, and just the whole tone of the scene with that, the quietness, but that little song on the record player was really really cool, really well done. Yeah, so I mean, this is a really fun movie, and it's pretty simple. It's straightforward. Like I said, if you have an hour and a half, go watch it. I mean, because that's basically all the time it's going to take to watch you know, um, especially if you love animated movies. So yeah, definitely pick up 9. I will say, like I said, it was very emotional. At the end, I'm not gonna obviously say what happens, but it actually got me a little bit. And I was not disappointed, but surprised at what they did. Things usually happen in animated movies that didn't happen here. Consequences happen, and because of those consequences, certain things happen at the end, and in this one, it doesn't. I can't really get much more specific than that, otherwise I'll accidentally say what basically happens, but check out 9. It is a very fun movie. I love it. I love the aesthetic of it. I want to watch it again. It's on Netflix, I think, still. Um, Yeah, and if you've seen it, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think might happen, like what I was referring to before. Tell me what you think might happen before you go watch it, and then give me your results after, your reaction after. Um, yeah, so that's 9. I'm going to go. Oh, by the way, also it's got like a lot of people in it, a lot of stars. Notably, Christopher Plummer's in it. which is really cool. And obviously Elijah Wood and a couple other bit actors here and there, but it's really cool. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna give 9 a 3.5 out of 4. Like I said, I mean it's shorter. It's for me. I think the third act gets a little off, from where it was going, just a little bit. Like there's some things that it seems like it's pretty clear story, and then some things get a little disjointed. Other than that, love the aesthetic, love the tone. It's just an original idea. It was something new that hasn't been done before. So I think that yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 4. So thanks for watching as always. And I'll be doing some more of these. I'm gonna try to come up with them, twice a week. I mean, it's not like I've anything else to do, so I'm definitely gonna try to get these out. I'm going to get these out, at least twice a week because it's the time for it. Um, yeah. So if you have any suggestions of what you want to see in terms of my suggestions, if you're like I like these types of movies, I like these types of movies, something more intense, something more world building, whatever it might be, let me know in the comments, and I will gear the next couple suggestion packs towards those. So as always, keep your hopes high, your stress low, and the mask right on your face.